Well, it's been a one-man show pretty much. David Warner in charge of the run chase for Delhi, but not too much from the other end. Brief flurry from Prithvi Shaw. Mitchell Marsh struggling at the 10-over mark, 7 of 14, just trying to feel his way into the tournament. For Bangalore, they need something from someone to try and keep it down. It's not all gone yet. There's still more than 100 runs for Delhi to get in the back 10. They'd still be favourites, but 100 runs is still 100 runs, which makes it a fascinating final 10 overs on this Saturday doubleheader. Here on Cricbuzz Comm Box for one final time today, I'm joined by Michael Vaughan, as well as David Warner's playing. Michael, it's still not done, far from done and dusted.
No, absolutely no. I mean, the power play was great for Delhi. Warner and Prithvi got off to a flying start, and then, you know, it can happen when someone's just entering the tournament for the first time. In Mitchell Marsh, he's got to get used to conditions. He's not been playing a lot of cricket. You can see that he's clearly just a little bit rusty. David Warner was like that in his first game back, and then obviously he's just started to play like we know that Warner can. And with Mitchell Marsh, he's only ever one shot away. I think he's one boundary, one big six away, and he can explode into life. So, as you rightly say, I have Delhi as favourites just, and it's only just because of that due factor. The pitch is playing pure, and surely someone will get in on this kind of wicket. But it's going to be after the power play, I thought it'd be a stroll in the park, but actually Mitchell Marsh has played a blinder for the neutral. He's brought it all back into the equation.
He certainly has, and the Delhi bowlers will be a little, or rather the Bangalore bowlers will be a little bit relieved with the situation, because Wanindu Hasaranga has always been a key for them. Not had a great record against left-handers, but certainly he'd want to get stuck into someone like Mitchell Marsh, especially if he's out of form. So if you have a look at the bowling figures, just the 1 over for Hasaranga. Harshal Patel likes to bowl at the back end, so that's when they'll be expecting something from him. He's bowling his 2nd over, and of course it's disappeared into the 3rd tier, if that's possible, from David Warner. So that's not good at all.
No, I mean, I was about to say 6 overs out of the last 10 from Hasaranga and Harshal Patel. So that really does give the RCB side a lot of hope, because they're quality. They've got all the skills, they've got all the different variations, and they like bowling towards the back end of an innings. But at the Wankhede with the dew, it generally gets better and better to bat. You know, we'll have to wait and see. And David Warner, they've got to find a way of getting him out, because he just looks in incredible form.
Yeah, I take it back. It wasn't 3rd tier. It was only 2nd tier. It was just a little dink. But he still gets 6 runs for that. They'll have to really find a way of this bowling that you've seen so far, other than a run out or a miss hit. Who do you think is the number 1 candidate to try and get rid of David Warner? Because he's very comfortable against his countryman, Josh Hazlewood, and Glenn Maxwell.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Hasaranga, I mean, he's got that knack of getting the key wickets. That's why he's up there with the best in the world. And, you know, David Warner, a couple of dot balls, you know, he's going to always have to look for the boundary because of the rate. You know, they've got to try and find a way of getting David Warner. I just see someone like Hasaranga who could just hold the key to that wicket.
What about Delhi in terms of the batting to come? We've seen Rishabh Pant looking a little bit impatient, sitting in that dugout, as is Ricky Ponting, just seeing Mitchell Marsh taking his time, settling down. So they've got plenty of batting to come. Rishabh Pant plays only one way. Rowan Powell can hit it big. And of course, those 3 men we talked about who are now proven finishers for Delhi. So while we want to allow Mitchell Marsh to settle in, they can't give him too much time, can they? Another retired out coming in, perhaps?
Not quite yet, but it won't be long. You know, he's got to try and just obviously stay still. That's when he plays at his best, and try and look to hit the ball into the stands. And as I say, if he gets 1 away, I'm sure he'll get a 2nd and a 3rd to follow quite quickly. But yeah, I reckon maybe an over or 2, Gautam. If he blocks another 6 or 7 balls, maybe the red card will come out and he'll be replaced by Rishabh.
Yeah, let's see what happens. It's only happened once so far. Is anybody else going to take a leaf, and that to do it to an overseas player, someone playing his first innings in the tournament? That would take some guts. With Ashwin, it was a different matter. It was something he was already a part of. If it happens after a timeout, that will be the key. I think that's what we're all waiting for. Thank you, Michael. That's all we have on Cricbuzz Comm Box. It promises to be an interesting finish. We've got 2 matches to talk about when we come back at the end. That's all we have.